Give her a quick hand. And among many things, they put up with me as a second lieutenant, which from various things about not being able to know how to answer the telephones, to using the copier, which most of the time, lieutenant colonels or 06s don't have to go and explain to a second lieutenant these things. So they've had a tremendous amount of patience over the past 2 years. I'd also like to thank the two gentlemen who pinned on my bars. Some of you might not know them. First of all, Edwin Eisendrath came all the way from Chicago. Edwin has been my mentor since I was 4 years old. So he's known me for 25 years old, for 25 years, and during that course of 25 years, he's given me many pieces of advice that proved just sacred. But one that probably led me to this point right now is when I was 17 and he told me to go to Stanford and learn Chinese. And since I was 17 and had really no other life plans at the time, I thought, well, that's better than anything else. And it turned out pretty well for me. And on that path, it led me to, through school to get my PhD at Princeton, where I met Dr. Tom Christensen. And besides being a really hands-on advisor and a dissertation committee head, for better or for worse, really hands-on, reads every sentence I write, and again, tells me how it can be better. When I came into his office after my second year of my PhD and told him I wanted to join the Air Force at a place like Princeton, he didn't look at me and say, well, you can't do that. You have to finish your PhD. What about, he said, that's a great idea. But if you're going to take 11 months off to go active duty to do your training, I have a number of things that I think you need to do. He ensured that I had defended my prospectus before I went off to officer training school, so that when I came back, I'd be on the right path to finish. So I have been very lucky in my life, in the Air Force, in academia, and just, in life in general, to have great individuals who spend so much time and effort leading me along the way. Now, these individuals, one thing is that they get to see me, not all the time, every once in a while, and I'm on my best behavior, right? I can be, really engaging, really active when I'm with Dr. Christensen or Edwin. But my parents, they have to put up with me every day. And so as much as it seems, this is so interesting, first you did this, then you did that, you went off to this country, that country, and then you joined the military. My parents are the ones that had to sit home and worry about, why was I doing these things? Am I ever going to get a real job? Is this what the right thing is? And so I would, of course, like to thank both of them, James and Claudia, for taking me seriously even when I was 4 years old and had big dreams. And my aunt and uncle, Dean and Chris, as well, for coming all the way out here and for taking care of me during my time here in D.C. So I'd like to extend just a thanks to everyone again for coming. It is unusual. I talked to my other LT friends and they said, really, they're giving you a ceremony? They just showed up, handed me my promotion order and, said, congratulations, good luck. And so I'm obviously very blessed to be in this unit. I'm very blessed to be in the Air Force. I've learned so much about how to be a leader, but more importantly, how to be a team player, which I am very assertive, but I have to say that I used to think teamwork was, I go off and do my thing and I don't mess it up, and you go off and do your thing and you don't mess it up. It wasn't until I got to officer training school that I actually learned how to work with other people. And I think that made me a better individual. I hope it made me a better officer. And I hope that in the past 2 years, and at least for as long as the Air Force will have me, that I'll be able to give back to the Air Force as much as it has given me over the past 2 years. So thank you again for coming. If you don't remember, we are having a ceremony at Cheney's afterwards, in which the Air Force tradition is that I buy enough beer to show the difference between my second lieutenant and my first lieutenant paycheck. So if you want a free beer, you better show up probably in the first 5 minutes, because that's a pretty minor difference there. But the address, in case you don't know, it is in Pentagon City near the Metro. It's 1301 South Joyce Street. So hopefully some of you will be able to take the day off a little early and join me there and let me buy you a beer. And if not, thank you again for coming. That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please rise for the departure